강에대 진짜 가지고 매워지면 저 매워다면 오 매워다면 나한테 되면 좋아지네 망서 그게 많아 담아들라 자제 많이서 말아 다게 저러면 되잖아요 그래 좀 매고네 고선도 정도 되도서 Good morning everyone. 하, 지난주가 겸게 통하는 게 지난주 겸게 통하면 되다지. You see me with smile, I don't see you. So I wish you good smile. Oh yeah. 다, 먼저 드림. 참라고 되다. 닝지 냠내 치단 거라. 기자. 다 쪼러. 단대 내가블라 어디 제스로 뛴다 가시시.
Yeah. We left off over the last weeks looking at cultivating compassion.
Where we do this practice in compassion in our daily life, because nowadays people likes eating organic food, isn't it? Organic food is very important for our body. Similar, we need organic mandal food. Also, same organic food goresta.
How about organic food for the mind?
Tanda, those I think, and social media and news and laws behind blah blah. This is a chemical mental food. No? Compassion, especially genuine compassion, is very, very authentic, organic. But you don't worry. No expensive. It is very cheap. Therefore, people don't buy. People don't see value. This is so cheap. This is not interesting. Conchita church. People value take your money.
People don't tend to see value in things that are cheap or free.
리간다.
Yeah.
리간라. 퍼도와 리간라. 매도 짜지 못하고 리간라 열어와. 비슷해 말아.
The special flowers in the high mountains of Tibet, you don't have to pay for them.
매도 배면 그래. Lotus. I saw lotus in Tibet in the mountain. June, July. This flower just live only 1 week and smells timid.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Beautiful scent, this flower.
And then shinda mangoyor wa riganle. Be mangoyor pelarwa.
Yeah, so those mountains are saturated with flowers.
New Zealand has lots of kawa samare.
Kawa.
Maurice said this is medicine, isn't it?
Is it medicine?
Yes. And then some people don't care. We went yesterday in Guatemala. There are laws. People not drinking. Some people drinking kawa tea. It's cheap. Just take, put it in the car, drink. No need to pay money. People not drinking. People want to pay supermarket buy. Some food is there. Food is a very nice food there. You are not looking. You want to go to all the time. Go to the supermarket. This funny, isn't it? 제상서 대나시 닝질레 다래 닝지다가 요래 티다가 요래스라.
It's the same with compassion. It is very close to us.
You know, 맞아. 신다지 따로.
But I'm always looking outside for it, somewhere else.
닝지 실로려 말해. 닝지 수리 나로려.
But actually, compassion is not outside, it is within us.
아니 믹스에 수수 튀려요. 튀려요. 튀려요 미드즈라. 닝지 제트나 아니 닝지 제용으로.
Not only that, but generating compassion for those, for those close to you. That's how you do it.
먼저 되게 수수 튀려요 미디라. 네 디레스. 아니 지 치료를 강해 인조를 늦을라 닝지를 제가 내 닝지스 게말.
We often think, the people close to me are okay. I'll have thoughts of compassion for people over there, out there.
아유, 제가 한 되게 지 강해 지 되게 말이야. 다다지 되게 말이야. 같이 나도 아직 강해 되게 어당한서라.
But that's not quite the case because, those living close to us, problems come up, difficulties come up. That is there.
제가 다 수수 튀려야 되라. 당부 닝지 수수 튀려. 박바르데 수수 컨트롤하니 수수 마지우선이 쇼와. 될 닝지 다도나 다 닝지 좀 많이 배 닝지 제뉴인 닝지 되르다. 닝지 되르더라.
Not only generating a sense of affection or compassion to those close to you, but those that are the conditions that make you angry or upset. Then if you can be compassionate to those people, this would be a more uncontrived compassion. It is genuine. It's not easy.
디 컨데스 용거래로. 가시에다 요미시 그래로. 가시 디 용거 말해. 디 용거 말해. 가시 ਲੱਗ다 디 용거 말해.
So then the question is, what's the method to make the compassion spontaneous? Some people think not possible to generate it.
그 달은 닝지 따서는 따처럼 갈라고요 라그라.
What are you talking about? Cultivating compassion to one's enemy. What are you talking about?
나한테 미카시에 톡스 나한테. I met some people like that. 그래서 뭐네지. 삼로 테스 단어로. 삼로 띵사다나. 당기미 스스 막아서 가시에다 담에 라그도.
Yeah.
담에는 다 약시로 당들어. 담에는 다 집시로 하다.
If we start to think deeper though, okay, so there are some people who say they don't have any foes or objects of aversion. That's the best, then you're happiest.
이나야 심나라 지금 막아. 나디밀라 깨지시기미. 아미드 투금이. 아미드 돈이 주면도. 와 삼로 당연히 수수 체들라 가게 제면은 미카시에 통전에 심나를 찍래다 돈이 마도로 깨지시니 마도로.
Yeah.
용도 알아. 근데 체들라 가서 대화 아니게 요 말더라. 미카시에 통바 당목하라. 다시 깨제 신임으로 미디 대화의 신임으로 다른 거로 샤 이스트 간도 셈나라 정말로 냠냠으로 연구도 알아.
Yeah. It is the case that sometimes, with our mind, when we see people, we don't want to meet them, we don't want to see them or talk to them, even if in this life, previously, we've had no connection with them. That happens, doesn't it? Even if you haven't connected with the person, somehow the first time you see them, that you don't feel like talking to them or you want to be far from them.
다디 띵어 삼단계 어디 간에 중으로 했어. 디천자 간에 중에 있는스로 미 수수에 있는스. 미디 돈이 좋으면도 통이 좋으면도 거기서 신이 좋으면도 디 간에 중에 최대로 아니 개매 저와 개매로 제자디 아주 겨왕아말라 레레 저여다. 로 다랑래도 겨왕아마 아니 찍찍을 봐주 아니 다 딩상하라서 다 나로기 domestic violence shukchumba shoredo
Yeah.
mila mi jigla majiwasoya anzo mijigo mare anzo tundula majiwasoya ani psedo tundula ya ji shubada degwa da majiwasonya tundu government wa tundu de pazu phorodoro odinde dinde gi le swebege debudo bajre da tandang anzo miji 통인데 jigdes magaora majiwaro 토니 마로 차야지 경험에 낼 되어요. nga di ji yesro. Dire shinda suji sonye yomarsti. Susurewa, na.
Yeah.
Lench yauro, ta lench yauro, susurewa, na di.
I would ask myself this question: how is it? What is it? What makes it that suddenly you meet someone, but you don't feel like talking to them, you don't feel like seeing them, even if one has not yet met them in this lifetime? So now I would think about, well, there's karma, isn't there? There's like the law of behavioral cause and effect. But these days, there's a lot of domestic violence. Humans harm other humans, upset each other. Not only that, we can also abuse animals. Sometimes we beat them or we're not nice to them and they want to flee. So when you get these situations of not wanting to see people, I think this is like the karmic fruit of things done in past lives. That is there, no?
미신다 수술 메제나 미신다 지금 수술래야 직직도 잘 나와당 직 데스 마가올 수는데 제일 미드 통인데 심란 직 레기도
Yeah.
디레다 어디레다
Okay. So
세델라
if one in this life, if one has had harsh speech to others in the past, then straight away you see someone, there's that sense sometimes. If someone speaks harshly to you, then when you see them next time, there's a feeling.
또 진짜 내가 올라가서 삼로 가르당 거래로 감사 바로버디 미지레스로 미래 나도 직벌했어 들어와 먼저 미인바 직벌했어 동부 삼로 대 직당 tum나 아니 삼로 tek slur 도더러
The first thing to think when this comes up is that that person is human just like me, same like me. And then if you think in that context, the mind just relaxes a bit, softens.
제가 some people want a mantra if see someone don't become angry they want angry antidote angry mantra, right?
Yeah.
I think basically this person just like me. This person just like me. You can reciting this one. Roya. 먼저 낭벌 되셔. 심지 탐제. 아니 이런 차단이다. 당당요는 심지 탐제 대화되어 지금. 먼저 책도 겨르고 오라. 디펜도 좀 쉬어러셔. 먼저 쉬다를 책도 겨르되고 오라. 겨르되 먼저 뮤직당 이 치우라보다 직통인데 두두 상마 별로 직 디독지 여러 나랑스나시 초와요 레아 삼루시당인데 이 감하게 계제 매워시 남산 셈나래 먼저 찍바인 바라봐 찍바인 바데 셈로들레나 셈데 마데제 잠부로지 차 펜도에도 와라
In Buddha Dharma, we have these notions or sayings that, may I see all beings, may they be free from this kind of biased thought of holding some close and keeping others distant. In that sense, may all beings have well-being, free from those two minds. And it's good to recite these every day to remind oneself. So when you see humans, when you see birds, instead of being completely up or down about them, just having the sense that we are the same straight away, and that likeness, then there's a closeness there.
One time in Tibet, most people live 3 generations live together. Grandparents or grandchild live together. And one children, he's very clever, and he and his grandmother loves teasing each other, and he has fun, and he recording grandma what they're doing, and grandma he teasing grandma. And grandma said, 엄마는 심지 탐제 대화도 대마셔라 심지 탐제 심지 빙라 which free from suffering be happy like that and he teasing grandma don't do that and he said I am not Sinjibing. Nga Sinjibing reverse.
Yeah.
Jura nga Sinjibing dewa dewa lagdo. Yang al dungi take this. I'm the game samlo tanje game shishi chogudo.
Yeah. So the grandmother was praying on the prayer beads, may all beings have happiness, may they be free from suffering. And then the grandchild was giving the grandmother a hard time, saying, I'm not a sentient being.
그 grandma punch him.
Punch him, yeah.
Shuzonga.
Yeah.
그거 nga dewa go mare nga Sinji mare.
Yeah. So then the kid said, am I not a sentient being? Don't I want to be happy?
Teachers are sure. Nowadays, similar these young people is so clever, 그래서 근데 수수 틀에 요어서 아니 대화 말한다 지바랬어 봐. 미나래 둔도이나래 아주 상어 대화 말한다 지바래. 동해미도 말한다 지바래. 내가 아주 셈나 레비나 아니 지 가마가 세야 되시라 레미도 안 오는시느라.
Just like you, those beings close to you want to feel happy and don't want, they want to be happy just like you, humans or animals, and also they don't want to suffer just like you, whether they're humans or animals. And if that really hits home to your mind, why is there a sense of close and far?
다드네 나한테 윤에 저런도 랍데게요래. 식득지고. 네, 간저 갔뒤이나 당하라에 대 상무 망보당게요. 디 마라 메제날에 때 펜도 첨부 마라 메제날에 대 펜도 첨부 연구도 가서나 수수 단다 티를 여어 미도 들어와. 배낭에 갔뒤이나 저런서 통보다가 드즈 말라 펜토 그랬어. 좋아. 가르스나 엘레 신다면 저런서 진짜 용배된 알라 펜토라. 이게 다그난 삼당고라. 저런서 내 년가 용어디 럽존 채와디 지금 밀라 펜도시야 구급지라라고. 들어도 말한게 럽존 채와디다 펜토 손상 아심로 가버버지 용디. 디 펜토로 와지로. 얘는 당보거랑에 저런서 내 레버장게 앞에야 그래로. 얘는 가를 내 레버당 알아라 펜토스로. 그래서는 얘 럽존 채와디 얘 로망보 갈래 잡신저디 천절라 봐. 직 암조날 셰스지라. 저런서 내 뭐이나 알래요. 진짜 아지워를 나파도야 칸들체 차라서 자 등교지대라 이나야 nga 단다 수부 되어도 륜 되어도 심리 되어도 뒤뒤에서 펜도 시도비나 언제매 긴거 차네 그저 잡으든 개면도로 밀 펜마도 나다 되게 강에마 그저 잡지도 나라 펜도 청소세는 직수수 메제나라 직 제인라지 요로 다 어디로 제가 딘데 상무 담부 담게 직sem나라네 직처럼 톰보다가 셈나나 처어러지 가오게 처어러지 리행 거는
So in this life, I just like to think when I meet people, the people that are close to me, how they have benefited me and helped me. So just by seeing you come here, I think that you've come here to kind of listen or be in this meditation class. And then in that sense, my studies that I've done might in some way benefit you. So then it's really good that you have come to listen. So in that sense, the things that I've done in the past, the studies can be of some benefit. If you weren't here, I wouldn't have that job to do. That might be okay. I can stay in my place, do retreat, do prayers, do my mantras. But having said that, my body's pretty good. I'm healthy. My mind is happy. And if I continue like this and get old, one day I'll be able to reflect and say, I did my best to help others. And really that's about it. So in that sense, when you see others that are close to you, you should just get that feeling of that closeness, the have benefit.
다 믹스에 저랑서 겨왕아지 때 지나 이지 제마제 수수 되버려와. 겨왕아지래 이지 제마제. 다대야 예다 메시아데 수수 삼로스 당고랑 알아 상모라 때 레바야고 여러와. 봐.
Yeah.
저기 미지가 레라와데 레말 녜라와데 결혼도 이제 제고 말해라. 따제 첸로. 영아지. 변나 수술을 삼다는 거네. 응. 다 아마 거기는 제버데 가서 상마하고 거라.
Yep.
이지 지고라. 딩을 간데 중얼해라 돼. 딜을 튀어딩 하는 것만에 가데 튀어디 망고 요방알. 디 내가 지금 낭배 출을 잉도 지려야 돼. 데넬레서 가서는.
Ale.
아, 디 간에 중얼. 아, 딩을 간에 중얼이네로. 캔서. 디 튀어디 쇼 지리기 요방알로.
In the notion of past lives or not, it's good to reflect on this. Of course, it is one's personal belief whether that is the case or not. But we should reflect on it because we have intelligence, we are smart. And of course, just because I say it is my kind of view, that doesn't mean you should believe it or not. But I always used to get these thoughts personally, that I was born from my mother's womb. But I always used to think, what was the case before that? And I've always asked this doubt. And then from the context of my studies in Buddha Dharma, I got something deeper there.
Usually I have quite common. I think some people have this question. Sometimes you met some person and you never met before, this life, and you have feel very immediately you have connection. You think, oh, this is I met before a long time, you never met this life. And where's come from this? Right?
Yeah.
Where's come from this? And sometimes you spend a long time together. Very hard to making very strong connection, close feeling. Where's come from this? Big difference, One person just immediately you have strong close feeling. One person long time live together, stay very hard, make strong connection. This where's come from? Who made this, right? Did you the nganzo 상물로 yor 상물로 yor nganzo 상물 냠nyonde yosam. This khane chungorera. Samdang.
This is a question that's relevant to all of us through our experience.
다 예 냠nyo chewinan ti kyawangama 당기 미당고 ti kyawangama 대화 야고 여버ti 투보다 야고차. 미치게 대화 야고 kyawangama tin 갓뒤나 강에 태된 요 미치 투보다. 그툭 가리 투고데 가서는 투약 레스야로. 다 심나라 초원 요마야 또 갓뒤나 직 파주 단당하는도 아데 미카체 릴레이션십 년다르시 가고스 직질 가고스 되니도 아니 심나라 마가와지다 다른 것이 갓뒤나 대대고요. 어디 다 쳐버지든 게 레세 디르다 쳐버지든 게 레세.
So in the context of that question for me, I had to introduce this notion of past lives. Well, the fact that you meet the person, that is karma. You met them, right? But sometimes the connection goes really well. Sometimes it does not go well. And there are cases where sometimes the connection is so difficult between people, but they kind of push it. And then what happens as a result is the aversion makes them kind of be further away.
그래서 다디 펜도쇼도
Yeah.
이제 유나 펜도쇼도 가르서나 빼나 하나도 메제나라 빼나 가이나 땅에 파마도서 카테 다 두에 그러나요 말게 파마 통사로
Yeah.
냐마 딸로 로잉만 로니 시자지네 파마 카테레 진로니 동 제당 구랑에 파마니가 통어랬다 다 제대로 두에요 말와 아니 다저 치말에 이제 저 당하나 셈나라 디 유나 가서 그래 아니 레 대화하고 유나 가 토그래로 안 대화 상상라 부든데 레 부하시 람사 지 처음제 가고 싶지기도 지잖아 딩에 능미든데 인기래 야 지우든데요 다다들 안고 숨요래 커컬로 따르지요 배 이제 지그런 알아라 대지 진대지기야 네 능미단 더 인교든데 아니 지우든데 연구로 그래서 직전은 안 능미단 더 인교든데 인기리삼 수수들 칼라데야나 만내라고 타한지 콘솔 펜도시야 되시다 수수 능미인 버럭이야 줄레 연구도 돼 심나라 백카테베 동해디 용구면 더와 가두인 찍 요다 가두이나 티도 와지 용구 요어디 저어디 랩데디 근데 찍 도와 가서 오래 편도 쉬어도 안 매진나로
There's the case that with my parents, I cultivate such a faith in karma. I didn't have a choice, but I had to separate from my parents when I was 21 in this life. Then they passed away. But then I kind of had the faith that if we have the karma to meet again, we will. Sometimes I meet with young children. They immediately have such a strong light to me. So I'm thinking, did I have a connection with this person in the past as a relative? That kind of comes into my mind when there's this very strong bond. And not even just children, but even sometimes birds or animals come to me with such kind of like, how do you say, trust. And then if there is that understanding of underlying cause and effect, it doesn't make so much suffering when you have to separate, when you have to let go from someone, when you have to separate from them, because these feelings, that they will come again when you meet.
세상당 알아서 다 알아서 상마 마음발 되어야 오면은 단다 수수줄이 파마이나래 부이나래 족부이나래 개개이나래 될라 되어야고 샤야지 뺏겨져 버려요.
Yes.
레야고 단다 레야고 써야지 개좀 쉬어랬다.
Yeah, in terms of taking care of one's karma, if you want your future to be good, make a good connections with the parents, with the children, with the friends, with the teachers. That's very important.
다음은 곰지스게.
Shall we sit for a bit?
There is talking too much. 꿀롱 곰지로. 근데 님도래 꿀롱 곰.
First, we need to set a good intention, motivation.
다 꿀롱디 가르레 라위나 아니 사실 전도 내 싸워가시도 안에 양자마 찍게 됐으라고 아니 저런서 야 라위나 제메 슬나나 찍데 템바스나 아니 야고요라.
Some of us are new here today, so I think I'll do this motivation where we repeat certain verses, and then when you go home, if it's beneficial, you can recite them.
Today all the actions.
Today all the actions. Please repeat. Sorry.
And there's 숙취스 잡셔.
Yeah. Give it a bit of juice.
심 제가 돼요. 제가 질러요. 심상은 돼요.
Yeah, the mind should not be 50% here, 50% out there. Be present here.
Today all the actions.
Today all the actions
of my body, speech and mind.
Of my body, speech and mind.
We only benefit others.
Will only benefit others.
Today all the actions.
Today all the actions.
Of my body, speech and mind.
Of my body, speech and mind.
We only benefit others.
Will only benefit others.
Today all the actions.
Today all the actions.
Of my body, speech and mind.
Of my body, speech and mind.
We only benefit others.
Will only benefit others. Now recite it mentally, inwardly 3 times and reflect on the meaning.
Why that? Ti Tujun Tuzu Yudu Gunon Hulu Cheche. Tuzu Tawasawashu, you were Kadulani. That is Rami Samba Sambochi Chido Chigi, some Gunon in the Chena, that Chanas Hashe, Gonda Chula, Shobe Chulama, Maulama, and Lega Tawache, in the Gom Hulu Jaramarwa, Morena Dudo, the Tiringa, Samba Samboji Tone, Nimadi, Yabuchi get to a Chigi, Gunon this Tunduji, Shukchamboji, Gunon Shetumna, Yagoyores.
So that is a motivation one can do if you're relaxed and you have time. But I know that some of you are busy working from morning till night. And if you find there's less time, you can just motivate that, today I will be like a kind-hearted person and just generate that strong conviction.
근데 다 가와 검로 당근데 셈바 상보지 요 대가라로 요 요로 당가는 단다 먼저 정말 줄래 셈디 요르다 요바디 하고 와체 가고
And then rejoice in that. I mean, it's true, isn't it? We have that kindness within us, so it's something to rejoice in.
어 당은 롱종이다 롱종이라 아니 개바데스 정보데 델로 믹스음난데로 믹스음 안나우니네야 옥슈 지테는 당은 데네데 진럽진 내라래 네 믹스에 구성 두대 망보요래 아니 진럽 사야지 다 단단 건조 송주야 된대 송주 자시면 먹고 싶던데 라마 자오르미 진 주규나래 뭐네 내 진럽 첨부래 봐 내가 전에 아니 된대게 먼저 다 체릭난 tumbu게 쉐비는 니마스디 송주 송변 다가 웰럽지어 봐 랍디 데데어 탄다 먼저 나고는 투 텐데 어디 투 텐제 근데 데딜라 먼저 낭베 딜라 진럽스 어디서 여래 봐 먼저 낭베 진럽 딘데질이 이지치고라 두스 제제페 지 누바데 툴레 누바데 레네 아니 페조게 라마델라 요바난 신기 아니 수수줄라 지 참바단 자와제야게 누바지 레소테 진럽스 어딜라고 여러 근데 지 레소 테네로 주 지 참바단 제외게 누바든데 수수 셈난 주 레송 테 고베난 주 레송 테 아니 우파당 주장 네 랑진지당 아제당 타도당 진심당 텐좀당 독바당 남도다 다들 셈기 강해 주 상모파 텐송 텐제 모두 시지 곰 우중 데스 잡쇼아스로
Now we'll do some breathing exercise. Just make sure that your posture is straight, your spine is straight but relaxed. And you can close your eyes gently. And the main thing is to be aware of the breath coming in and out of the nostrils. And as you breathe so, you can imagine coming into your body blessings. Well, it's true, isn't it? The place we're in is quite blessed. There are a lot of holy images here of body, speech, and mind of enlightened beings. But also it's the case that many teachings have been given here by highly evolved beings. His Holiness the Dalai Lama has visited here. It is, in fact, a special place. And the blessings we're breathing in are, in fact, if we look at it from a scientific kind of point of view, they are waves of sound which still remain, because sound has a form. And we believe in Buddhism that really is the blessing. that type of potency. So then you can imagine as you breathe in the white light through your nostrils, may I become just like these enlightened beings, embodying loving kindness, great compassion. So that's when you breathe in, then mind becomes extremely potent. Now, as you exhale, all of the self-interest, selfish concern, self-cherishing, distress, the jealousy, the thoughts, the worries and doubts, they're all expelled. So breathe like that.
근데 옥수 단데 당어 옥수 단계 우파 단계 시에 채고랬어.
When you breathe in, you are aware of that. Now I'm breathing in. When you breathe out, you're aware of that. Now I'm breathing out. Recognize.
Das ist 류대와다 심장 장마 탕마 아 믹세 대중가 저 닝지 공연 선자 아니 직다저 덤바 샤제 투베 투주 닝지나 신지 수수줄에 깨야게 뉴바 총성 챙거렸어.
Now imagine that the body has well-being, the body is blissful, and that the mind is clear. And just today we're focusing on the great compassion. So think that one's heart has the great compassion just as Shakyamuni Buddha had loving affection.
다들 우 통하지 당지 우 통하지 수당 파당 우대스 겨가다나 네 셈의 담아도 태야데 용어 용거래 세상 우대스 격당 응 우주 당도 파당의 시베시 디스데 다들 미야 당거 미야 당제 미도 단단가 다व나 신나질 마르스다 라고니도 시다 수부대단데 계신 보셔래 도 시제 아니 우글 우동원데 시바체 아니 우주당 파당 직 주당 파당이 아니 직니 숨 직니 숨저 숨저 구차송아 근데 사스나는 양자 셈 가가지 시바 대와 거기선부 대가나 하코바치디 스테.
Now, with changing the posture a wee bit, so the eyes are slightly open, as you can see me, eyes focused on the bridge of the nose. The palms are at the level of the navel with the thumbs touching at that level, the right over the left. Posture straight. Open eyes slightly. This time make the breath a little bit quicker and more shallow. Be aware of that. It has the benefit of reducing the thoughts. And just, once again, be aware of the breath in and out. And when you when you allow the mind to ride on those breaths, then, and you've recognized that, you can begin to count the cycles. So we're going to do 3 cycles of 3. So now I'm breathing in, now I'm breathing out. That's 1 cycle. You do that 3 times, and you do 3 cycles of those, making 9. After those 9 rounds, you rest in the quiet nature of mind.
다 양자 심디 가지고로 요도다 양자 당가 찍네 주서버죠 줄레스는 양자 마 주네 구제 든세마 잡로 잡제 아니 양 찍레다 양 참샤야 데 생각하고 심부데 하고 제 데데샤
You may find the mind is quite busy with discursive thought. So again, we should count from 1 up to 10 cycles of inhalations and exhalations. And once you reach 10, go down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and so forth until you reach to 1. And then just rest quietly, rest the mind peacefully.
Oh yeah, that day to you, that to there to yezu design la kama choose to me it is in the nganga to chun shira me ne kama sum jawe na kama chu to da ni majila kama chu da ngas tan to ra di sim ge kala la na de ta sim ge exercise lu je lam na de wa ta sim de dan yo la tik de ji kale jaw ro me shi jing anan zo kyan zo subo de je la shogwe shi zo tubo la jem la do lu je ji kale shi jaw go da ro
Yeah.
simle this to the day chik chowre me shi chig this tang gor da gor
You know, you have time if you can do, for those of you who can make space, the 10 minutes morning meditation is good, even 5. Well, it doesn't take much to do what we've just done in these 3 sets of 3, does it? Making 10 minutes. Really, what we're doing is food for the mind, or it is like a mental training, mental exercise. I know a lot of you are so into physical exercise. Some people even get up really early, like at 6, to do that. Well, how about giving your mind a break? How about training the mind?
sim di tang go yen na lu de yen la shi da fen do cha da ro
Yeah, you know, once you have clarity of mind, this is so much benefit for the physical body. Mind clear, body good.
da sim la da go ma ja wa che lu ka zu lu je je ta go ya go so yin na sim de me na da cha cha da ya ma
You know, let's say you don't take care of your mind, but you're so into your physical health. Well, once you lose that mental clarity, no matter how physically good you are, then difficult.
다 인가 요나 다 빼야 그래 다로 수고 되고 심 되고 있는 다 제대로 와 제대로
But okay, best case is that you're physically fit and you take care of your mind. That is best.
대화 여러 심다 룰라 대화다 싶지도 파지 대화도 와
Of course, there's a connection there, an interdependent connection between body and mind.
제단다 말아서 단당서 다리 둔다데 다저 닝지도라 다 닝지라야 돼 그래서 최연한다 최매난다 다 둔두두들에 닝지 속어요 와 둔두들 지기지를 제외 속어도 와 망보드서 제가 쇼도 지기지를 와 망보드 제가 쇼도 당근에도 나베 항상
This week we are looking at compassion. Compassion is necessary whether one is religious or not. Well, even animals survive and are sustained by the affection they show for each other, compassion. And from what I've seen, the ducks show quite strong love to each other.
I have 3 ducks. I think 7 years been there. And then I watching, I feed them, and they're watching what, now maybe they're making duckling baby. And then in the morning, the other 2 dogs come to for food. And then evening, the female dog not coming morning, and other male dog
Yeah.
male dog
Male.
and female dog lunchtime they come together, and male dog look after female dog, and they go looking together. Look amazing. They male dog no eating, but coming for protective. This is love, And also, I have swallow birds. Now they're making baby. I have swallow. First, I think 4 years ago, I had one couple. Now last year I had 6. I think this year there's 6 coming to, they're making baby. And they have already baby. If I go there, beginning, they're afraid of me. They're very pushing me because look after their baby. I think now, not afraid of me, other stranger people come, they say, they not afraid of me, They know I'm not harming them, they see that the birds has who's more look after, who's not, birds understand. And 닝지도 와 건서 치우르글 닝지도 와라. 제베 수수로 당기도 와 건서 치우르고 된다라 수수로 당기도 와라.
Okay. They have a type of affection for their young that they would be prepared to give up their lives for them.
Amazing. 지상 먼저 밀러다 대외견 열어다. 먼저 밀러와. 먼저 미디 때 텔레비전 인식 오라다.
But we human beings, said to be more intelligent, can do better than that.
And 다 제상 먼저 말한저 아니 지 춘주간라. 먼저 부고 춘주간라 먼저 처음 매워라 봐.
Yeah,
먼저 암에 참정 그 바와다 밤에 참정 그 부고도 소고다.
yeah,
춘주간라 먼저 처음 매워. 부고 춘주를 처음 매워라 봐.
yeah. And look at, as young children, we have no particular dharma, spiritual path, but we're totally under the care and love of our mother and father.
다 지메 긴고 샤스나나 땅에서 도와있는 만세 리타면나 도고다. 야 참바데 제와면나 다 딩산 망고지 리타면나 돈이 두문다 패널 베 비즈니스 코라면서 지금 제베 경고요 말봐. 디난 돈이 두문다 가르치네. 패널 잠재요 말봐. 다 잠재윤이 리타면서 아니 로그레 상물라다. 베 기부제로와. 패널 참바단 제베 게무게 야고체 수습에 잠보체 야고체 대 이제 수부드 초제 대토나 또 미상원 되나라 배샤 갈래 점저 배샤 상무 대때 도구라
Yeah.
또 딩산 돈도 지금은 다 가르친 패널 짜와요 말아 되리다 세브레다라
And also at the other end of life, when we get old and retire, sometimes people, they don't want to go to a retirement place because there's no love there. It could be just an economic thing that those places are run by business, but without love. If there was affection in the retirement homes where they laughed and you felt physically well, you'd feel more like going there. But because often it's a monetary thing, it's bereft of love. Yeah.
나도 로야 전부 차도 그저자 부고 친주는 샤로라 그저자 도마로 아니 미로고 걸어 자고 걸어 다 다가나로 어디 뭐니지로 와로
Body gets older, become like a child again, in the sense that one is totally dependent on others and you need their affection to take care of you.
저한테 닝지세야 된 건도 메제나라 또 칼라나시 고고요다 네바도 고고요로
That compassion is essential to us like food to sustain us.
다 먼저 점블링당 아니 미신다라 컴플레인트 되네 편도 째요 말이로 되서 돌아래
Having said that, complaining about our lot to the world won't benefit at all, won't benefit one being.
딜레 컴플레인트 주주 디타블라 수수 틸레요 되들라 카바당 계제시 록바지 디 야가도 하다 로
Rather than complaining like out there, contact the people you're close with, your close ones. Call them, have a cup of tea, talk it through.
딜레야다 수중원에 록바치야 가르도 가주투도 록바치로
Yeah.
다 록바치마도 나나에 딜 강에 태워 마세요 시로
Yeah, and then if they need your help, you help them. At least, bottom line, don't harm them.
다디 먼저 고주사디 디네 고주고 열에서
Yeah, this is the base premise we're beginning with. That's a basic.
디 메나 아니 초 용어 그런 요 말이야. 로 시제토네 지 수수 밀려야 펜도다 로바치에 펜도치야게 수수래야 수수로덥당 수수 누가당 수수 치도야 튼지도 마체비나 딘데 미디 초 가리네 낭바의 용어 말이 힌두의 용어 말이 가제의 용어 말이 이슈의 용어 말이 정말로 잠바단 제와 시기어라.
Yeah.
줄을 참에 잠바 제와 시기어라. 알레 초 마진이 파셔 초 진이다 영화 가와르다 초 마진이 미지 메제나라 하다 나가란저 메제나라 강에 같이 요 정말로 가내되는 중앙에서나 잠바단 제와 메니 중앙에다 한다.
So that is the base in the sense that if there is not that base of at least not harming others if you can't help them, there's no dharma at all. There's no spiritual practice at all. Well, of course, with that basis, with your courage, to the best of your ability, you can help, within the context of whether one is, following Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, all of these follow love, foster love. But even leave that aside, if you're not practicing a religious faith, without this basis of concern for others and at least not harming them, problems will come.
당연하죠. 간데스 고조고래 닝지세 들어와.
Yeah.
다단다 디링은 저데 수수 틸레의 미디 가도이나 십대도 상상은 연구도 가시에다 가시미 에서 사회나 아니 엽다 계제셔야 저러와 내가 kum시데 엽다 단 간다가 사바지 거도 다 대다 엽선 땡대기도 심나라 계제신이마드 돈이마드 된데 연구도 안 돼요나 아니 대화디 가고 싶어차다 아니 대화 relationship다 야고용야다 가고 싶어차자로 심나라 수수 심나라 델랩사도 excitement 찾아라 칭찬하다 지난저 다디 토부토무 틱제 아니 찬스 가자던데디 로직라 하누문인지 지라게 라지도 다 대가도 도와다 지난저 미직나시 찾아 로로 안데 내 갈래 아니 다링링로 아니 저 차야 마노 간다 마가 안데 세트 아니 간담질 relationship이다 가가 찾아 되네 관계 쉬우지다 등사 여러분 제단다 디디 수수치레베 미디 딘데게 삼로 예베 미디라 땅안서 당고 딜라 자와 닝지 딜 당고 미딜라 닝지 공고래 당고 디 고조서 되네 저거래서 치레 요 타가라는 타른 뭐 체험 말에 만한 상말라 닝지 공야기 유 치다가라는 요르 상말라 요르스로 딜레다 치다가 요르다 딜레 공부다 다리 둔다들어
That compassion we're talking about then starts with those that are close to us, rather than getting fed up with them or them becoming a big sigh for us, where we don't want to talk or see them. Some people change the relationship because it gets to be the case that you can't bear those close to you, and you want that type of excitement that you had when you first became friends. Then you went on honeymoon and you almost became like a one, what's the unit? But then slowly that changed over time, and you could have even slowly become a bit averse and gotten further apart until finally you split up. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like that. Those that are close to you are the ones that we generate this compassion with, too, and not thinking it is done to the ones far away. This is the way one should think.
다 당고 미딜 섬로 갔다고 그래서나 그런 미임받지 코이나 모이나 그래나디 미임받 미직라로 미직 망보상 당마 찍데 셈나라 마데베서 미직 저러 아니 미임받지 그래서 수부도 시직버르당 좀 미수부 아니 셈기 차단 되자시당 콘도요 직버려도 지금 직버직냐로 봐 디차네로
So this would be the task for us coming up this week, and when we think about others close to us, to just bring it back to the fact that male or female, they are human just like you, the shape pretty much the same. The mind is going to be going through these emotions, just like you. You're going to have desires, aversions, jealousies will come, same feelings.
And then
the second point to reflect on is, that person same as you in the fact that they want to have bliss, they want to have a happy mind, and just like you, they don't want to suffer with problems. Same.
Now,
third point, how this person has benefited oneself in this life.
tene ta simnal de ma de yung na na lamsan ngo sim ju dan do marwa ani ngin de sam sha ja ani midi ngege ni chamba da jebe object ning je gi yu
Ale.
chamba da je ning ji yu sar sum lap ani sha da ko ma jan dire ni ma ji la din de si kyab je ni ma dun da ji kyab da ni ma dun da ji gi je la su su sam no thon da bet lo ga do re wa
Now, if one is having difficulties with affection to those close, well, there are times when the mind is ill at ease, things come up, you get disturbed. You know, such attitudes you can't change at once. So in those cases where you can't affect immediate change, it is good to say to oneself, 3 times, kind of every day for a week, like this is the object of my genuine loving kindness. This person is the object of my genuine loving kindness.
ha da nzo gom shi ge da ro
Yeah, let's reflect on that. Let's meditate again.
nge ma labgi lag che kran sam dang gi dang chi da ni sa ni na na thing gi ro da de la ting sa ye ka sa garden meditation ji lag do
Yeah.
ta garden ni be ge jare
You can relax.
ayo the things are garden meditation
You can relax and listen while I lead this, because these days these kind of guided meditations are in vogue, right? Let's try one of those.
아니 너마 근데 거에 마냥
I never heard that.
I never heard people like that. That's new. But good. Some benefit. 네, 다 당고 우주 곰데스 gebra.
Yeah, so once again, returning to awareness of breath.
우릉데스 당파단 심벌 흘러서라.
Long breath in, long breath out, relaxing the mind into it.
다드네 수수 칠리요. 그뒤에는 님도 쉽대봐. 미디 셈나라 데스 소 마데로 차 미지어와다.
Yeah.
미치그라 찍라 삼나 찍디야 삼나다 치데.
Now bring to mind someone that's within your close living environment that from time to time you have difficulties with. There's upsettedness there. Can you see them?
다 미디다 아니 찍바래. 아니 미임바 찍바래. 와. 무슨 수구도네 강발락 바니와 민니와 미수고 입디 찍바러와. 나한게 당기 쉐바나시 저자시당 콘동아제 찍부 찍야라. 야와 촌에면도 아니 찍바래. 아니 미임바 찍바래. 삼로 데다. 와.
And reflecting that, in terms of this person, we are both human, 2 hands, 2 legs, and so forth. Shape is the same. Our mental continuums are the same. Our minds have these feelings, desire, hatred, jealousy, all of it, just like that.
다드네 미디 동해되와 동해메되와 동해되니 쓰여래 동해메되와 이거 찍바래 다 가든 치사래 아니 대화대화 찍방하라도 찍바래
So that person, just like you, doesn't want to experience problems and sufferings, and also just like you, they want bliss, they want well-being. They're the same in that regard.
다드네 미디 수수라 메지디나는 펜가르 토이미 등을 도와 로바친이 레가단데 기제 셰로 로바체버데 튕기도나 도저야 아직 튕길라
Then how in this life this person has helped you, supported you. If you cannot think like that, then think of how others have helped you to help.
다시 나면은 가두이는 자리접 돌랑치도나 당원에 세워 공무인 세배 냠는 기겐데와 세발라고도 와 디펜직 토성화 데와
And if it's the case that you fight sometimes, you dispute with them, then there's no better teacher of your forbearance than this. This is one's teacher, your patience.
Tene loneliness yo mare, boring yo mare.
Then in that case, you'll have a reference. You'll never be lonely. You'll never be bored.
And Howard 파르버디 수술라 진뇌베란 신체에 같이 저거는 바로 강해지 마지와지 동해지 유네 대통령 요라 인디 아지네 델라 동해 텐도기 저와 제톱나 콜라디네 닝지기기도 하다 연대 망보 팬도 망보도 하다 할레버도 하다.
And moreover than that, if that other being is going through difficulties and experiencing harm, they are experiencing this in their mind and going through that, and it's coming out. So in that sense, or have a sense for them, affection, loving kindness for them.
어디라 다 팬도여와 데라 티규네 som만스 단투나 야고요레스.
This third point of how such a being has benefited you, put more reflection into that, it is better.
다디네니 셈나라 또 곰지 유른 거잖아 셈나라 마데와당 지용고도는 아니 참샤 곰데 곰 참샤 아니 양자다 미디 얘기니 잠바다 제베 유인 잠바다 제베 유인 살숨랍 달라 아치란스 단달랍 딜랍 사우다는 언더샤 곰데 데샤오레스.
Then if you find that, doing this reflection, this meditation in a sustained manner brings up difficulty for your mind, break off but dedicate by saying, this person is the object of the genuine object of my loving kindness 3 times, and take a break.
하야 다디 다리 둔다디 이런저 랑종 소라다 디 레스타 디 미직 둔다 직접 안 둔다 직이 제라야 안 삼단단디 단다 둔다 직이 공기 삼단단단 단다니라 캬와 가르도 따더와 아 덴디 이런저 곰다다 잡이나 캬와 두레스타 고마잖아 나니 용마로.
This week it would be good to try and do this meditation on the person that you have thought and reflected about over the week's period, and check the difference between now and the end of the week. And if you have put effort into the thorough type of meditation, the result will certainly come. With no effort, nothing.
다 어디리 나 간다 두스체네 둔다디 랑종로당 봄자디 다 셈글 루제레 셈게 다 organic food네 셈 데워용 칼라야 organization 수부 데워용 거도와 곰디 잠나 셈 데워용 거래 셈 데워용나 데려봐다 셈게 칼라레세 줌제 데려다로
So that's this week's mind exercise, mind training, if you will, the organic food. Of course, we want organic food to make the body feel good, but the meditation is what strengthens, what makes the mind feel good.
답이야가지고 건치 몸도 알아.
How cheap is it to meditate? How cheap is that food?
이 이거는 건데, 네. 주저 쉬어 당 주저 주는 거 쉬어 당 말해라.
We're not looking at a long period of time here.
니마레 가마 that basic de la ga마 주제 단대 de la 베진 가마 주제지 겸나 야고 양서로 아니 니마질다 가마 뉴슈레로 주저 뉴슈다 피나네 가마 뉴슈다 similar 되고로다.
That basic practice, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night, 20 minutes, can you not give one's mind at least that? We should.
어야 다 대체 네 드네 당한서 저런 건다야 수수 마마니에 콘라 다제지 디 개주무시오리 니마질 다제지 아니 내가 드린 내가 만들고로 가르 쳐도 디제디파 마니에는 삼단난데 야조조제 삼단난데 니모 군데 삼단난데 check해야 말이야 곰 저도 상마 제곰서 제외곰서 된다 드린 내가 논리 저디디 제서 아니 바직 타고지 타고치 피부케신체 엔테네 상이 양자 내가 님바데인데 지금에서 캘린체 장마직 드린 게 되지 봐 장마직서로.
And then tonight, as we go to sleep, we start to check the mind, any mistakes that we've made. And one can do this as one is reclining, lying down, or do it in an upright, formal way. It doesn't matter. This is called analytical meditation. So if there have been mistakes, you open them bare, confess them, and you make the resolve to not recommit tomorrow. That way they become less.
다드네 네 곰자 굴론체다 곰자다 도스체네 네 지시 밀레 펜도로 버체 먼저 다 저랑서 미세 지도 난데데 수수 파마 빈자 아니 조구 조모 여러와 안도절야 지 펜도지다 계제로 셰 여러다 계제 다 이내야 데 곰자다 데라 곰자 저랑 곰자로 저랑 추도 도 근데 라오 말해 봐 저랑서 수수 냠내체 수수게 야고체다 난 비저게 추때스 면다로시도 딩상 가래를 같이서 곰제기라 곰전 핑기데 때네 나오거래 건들로 당고 수수때스 야고 소거다 수수때스 곰제 수수 디시플린도스 인게제 젊은 망고시라 마셰 아니 지금을 제베토네 지글레가 지야다 계제시에 파마 빈자 조고 토마도 디스 제베이나 남자하고로 건설 처럼 지난 면다지 요 남자하고 거기 저티인 거로 와 저티스는 딱 뒤뒤 라고라다 뒤뒤 건설 라고이나 따다 주 그러면서 심지어 수수때 쇼 오브로체 나대 치 배야고도 저런데 도고래 저런 곰자고라는 다디 펜토 말네 디 내가 지금 말했어 탐란디 내가 지금 말했어
Yeah. Conversely, if there has been during the day, you've done meditations, you've done motivations, and you've tried to help those in your immediate environments, of course, parents, friends, relatives. But this kind of notion of helping others should never be done with a kind of pushiness, not at all. You shouldn't even give advice, in fact. It is more like you practice it. You practice it first yourself, so that then some effect is made in oneself. So the first step is to change one's own self-discipline, not talk too much. And then secondly, by that action, your relatives and parents, they'll feel something, they'll feel some change. And then the question actually might come from them. Oh, what have you been doing? At which case you could say, this is what works for me. And then the fourth point is not to be showy, not to show off. To be show off, that's no method at all. Not valid.
잠쟁하네. 째뱅하네. 저거로 내가
Yeah, one is doing these actions with a heart of affection and love.
어디지? 아니 되네. 아니 개워사오디 영어면은 야고체. 다 산ing에 곰 자야당 내가 들래 펜도 망치기 인상. 양자도스. 도스니 그거이나. 다도 상황도 니마치기 곰 자당 그런 바데. dobrota, ro.
And then, as one ends the day and starts to sleep, those positive things you've done, those virtues, rejoice in them. They're dedicated, and think that, oh, okay, that went okay, and resolve to do even better tomorrow, and then the sleep becomes beneficial, no? And that is the cycle of morning till night. Right?
That you're on the daily, you can say
Daily?
this is daily meditation, right?
Yeah, this is the daily.
This is you say me daily mind food for me mind food maybe better, but you can't buy in the supermarket. Okay, this one you can't.
Don't need a mask.
The hospital can't fix you and doctor can't fix you. This one. They don't have injection. Meditation injection. 아유. 다들 내가 개와 알아서 개와 나도 곰잡 저 개와 사요. 삼바상고치에 지기니 알아서 미디제게 삼바상고치에나 가져 편도 그래. 알아서 칼라칸산 편도 그래. 잠불링 어느 잠불링 난 대대 왜인자 저 잠불링 시도 주스데 다른 모양 알아서 튀래요. 베나 미래리 숨제라고 치도베나 하나데 대섬도 그 종이 조용아주 주빈 접제시도 미 접제되게 미숨로 레위나 아니 콜레스타 숨정아 쉽시앙 응압주 민압주 마신젤 펜토로다고 미래리 로레나래야 미숨라 펜토비나 콜레스 민압주 제시 펜토로 민압주디로 되는 응압주 도스체는 잠블링딜라지 참바다 제와이니 미디 테스티스 마르도고다 딱 네가서 치투비야 데레다 네 지게나 되고 딱 쉬우시지 야첨부 치툼나다 야고라 맞아 단 나가다 원래는 누버든데 요 말이다 나랑 카둑들라 나랑 다베 나래 당부 수수보다 제 쇼외야지 곰자 수수 지워야지 제 아니 수수 셰베데 사만남다게 지페 자와 미 터지치라레와메 베샤데레와메 안지 망보라고치야레와메 신다파신이 저는 터지치 저는 야구식도래야 그래와메 저는 페로체나 싫어 페나다가 딕선 세미시지 꿀론 데미시지 자원이네 나랑은 애인데 매스마 꿀론데什么 짱짱장직 더네 연구해 봐 인도 장가라 근데 지금 면도하러 테스트 핑크도 하고도 대체는 아대 되고 어떻게 잡지 심지어 미신다 매즈 털라다는 뺏사로 와 저런저 대용 이게 신교의 냠내 제가시 되네 심 툭나 와 가시 열다 심툭 납지 봄자 견자든데 시지 타르차나 오벤쪽으로 쓰냐나 하르자로 오벤쪽 그래서 탑란도서 토타르 탑란도 요로 나시에 요 딜레 띵사부든데 시에요 네 저런저 시에비나 저런저 곰자가세 디 다음에는 누가 다음에 미 녀서버서든데 롱고 갈래나 이 전저 매즈 털라다로 뺏사로 가셔서 근데 제가 딜레 많이 버쳐요 펜도 전화 쓴다 니마지 가요라요 가나지 펜도 전화 삼당시 테스트 핑계여서 가시 핑계도 라고다 당에 라워데 녀녀도 절로 핑계여래 다 말에 야가예 다 거다 계신 분들 다 차를 너 카부 보세요 차를 너 카부 보면은 다 주로 말와 저랑도 단다 너 칼랑샤다 그래서 저랑도다 지지로 제용 년체어디 아니 펜도고 제상도 스타는 레그 도어로 나란디니 이지 레그 도어로 인기랑 나서 레그 도어로 된데 투 아이들 견자 쇼로 롱바 표도 안에 또 다가요 델리 디 체사오더라
Mm-hmm.
딜레 되어지 유지를 미시 체사오르지 다체나 두제되다 가라서 개와 쉬우지 싸셔 개와 싸바디 뭐면은 야고 치고 어스러
We should then dedicate the virtues of the meditation collected. How incredible it would be if the one person in this life were to cultivate an altruistic heart. That is it, the purpose of this life. In this world, we're talking about kind of world peace. But rather, the way I approach it is rather than think really vast, it's like more immediate. If I could affect 3 people close to me or everyone in this room, 3 people each, then that would make 50 almost, that we've affected with such an affectionate attitude. And so rather than go for that vast change, to have that type of thought of affecting others. And then when we set out to do that, we're not thinking about it in terms of monetary reward, getting something back from them. We're not wanting them to kind of to thank us for helping them, not at all. But just from our side, or from my side, if the motivation is pure, that there's no agenda there, that you're genuinely concerned for others, then there's a hope for making such effective world peace that I mentioned, affecting 3 people close to you, and then they in turn do that. So that with that pure motivation, if not, then we are wasting our time. If I'm not going to share that type of thing, it would be a waste of time. People kind of say sometimes, do you have like advice about how to open this chakra or this channel or this wind thing or this? Well, yeah, there are those kind of practices, but what would be the benefit? It would be much more honest to see how we could directly benefit others that are close to us in that sense of kindness and affection. And if you listen to these things and it benefits you, well and good. It would be the case. Well, I know that you are attentive. It is like a cup that is open. Of course, it's another case if the cup is turned over. And if that doesn't go into your mind, that's okay. That's one's choice, isn't it? But I hope something goes in. Strange, isn't it? I have come here all the way from Tibet, and somehow we have this connection. It's strange, no? There seems to be that karma there. Anyway, here we are. And so all of the virtues we've created here today, we should dedicate them to that.
Sometimes those my friends say, where you stay there, too long. Sometimes I think, oh, where I'm staying here. Sometimes. How we do dedication? Yeah, the don't this doing chance. Give us session you the Niji Zambulin Shidion Tang Howard Duchi Juan Nuzi Tozufa Juma to Nuzi Shiadang Nerim Tanda di Naza di COVID di the Jobupa Mevacha Nerim to the Mevacha Yorora into Chayadang. And then the Zambulin Dami Kashela da Kalamarabe Dungi, Me Marabe Dungi, Walega Marabe Dungi. Similar gang issue in Yoda to Zuba to say that John and you don't know the chick denjing and Yamana Shin, chick tumbling parts of traveling to Yadang. Susu Dedana Shin, Rawan, Mitangalaya. Susu Rawan Pijuchi de Yara. Howard doing on the July. Chanju Simda, Ningji Simji Tamji, Ningji, Howard do. On the political letter, Yomba out in the dwarf to Zug, it seemed like Ningji and Chamba. 콘솔게 잠블링 슬림블링 소다라 제가 콘솔라 닝지티야 이게 아니면은 야고자라 치스 이게 좀로
I'll now recite a few verses to dedicate today's class, and then please also dedicate together for world peace, that the, say, disharmony between the elements is pacified, particularly this COVID thing becomes no more, well, they can change, no? And then those beings that are, have no food, find food. Those without medicine get the medicine they need. And then there are those who don't have work. May they find work. But particularly people are going through mental problems, may that be alleviated. And then may we be able to, travel as we did before or prior. And in short, have the freedom we used to have. And particularly may the hearts of bodhicitta, the thought of welfare for others, be generated in the minds of beings in great compassion, particularly in the political leaders' minds. There are some political leaders that seem to have quite crazy views. May they develop kindness.
Okay. Sanamdi na jezi kwa yi, kumadu ji jinyu dadu ne, kada na dan chiwe labdo di, sibe zule doa doa shi. Gyawa di nyu de da, lama sanje du yu ji, doa chi jamale wa, di sala go wara sho, chui jiwa zongwa we, chizi namba pya. Gyeje zama jiwa da, tenjo male zawa sho, tata shinju di suna duwe, sanju la newe, gyawa shi ya tewa ye, tenpa ye rinpa chi. Tata shinju di suna duwe, sanju la newe, gyawa lo san tewa ye, tenpa ye rinpa chi, chanchu simcho rinpo chi, ma je pa na chi. Gyawa nyamba mewa ye, kone kone pewa sho, chanze watan chu sha watan, jizu yu rin ku shi zo wai. Gyawa chi se da ye chi sa wa, tamche zo pe shan chu chenpo. Thank you very much.